man. Last topic. And he not a four, bro. I'm not gonna. I I gotta look into that, bro. I gotta look into that. Anyways, yeah, man. Last topic. We got the conference finals, like you said, man. We got the Timberwolves against the Mavericks, and we got the Pacers against the Celtics. Pacers dropped, like you said, they choked one away. They had a lead multiple times in the end of the game. They choked it away, and then the Minnesota Timberwolves were tired. All right. Oh, we were just guys. I can't believe he said that. We were just guys. So game two, but one team lost on the home court, one team lost on the away court. But game two is coming up. We know that the Celtics are the superior team, right? So like kind of like every game counts for everybody, but you get what I'm saying. Like Indiana, like every game they let slip up is gonna hunt them, right? And Minnesota though, they dropped one at home already.
Mm-hmm.
So Dave, who needs to win game two more? Who has more pressure to win game two? Is it Minnesota or is it Indiana?
So when you look at both situations, the Pacers, yes, they choked away game one, but they're not the favorites. When you look at the Wolves, they lost game one in my eyes. I'm not going to say that they gave it away. They lost it. Um, I think the Wolves have more pressure in game two, simply because they are at home, and you don't want to be at home and go down 0-2. Now, I get the Nuggets went down, lost the first two at home, and went over to game seven and lost. But you're the Wolves. The Luka has already been here. Kyrie has been here multiple times. This is his first time since he left Cleveland. Since he left Boston. Well, I can't count Boston because he didn't even play. But that's the first time since Cleveland that he's been in the conference finals. Now we know that Kyrie is 14-0 in closeout games in the playoffs. The best record in NBA history.
Mm.
The Wolves will be in danger if they lose game two.
Mm.
Because Kyrie, he showed you last night that this not much you can do to stop him. It doesn't matter who you put on him. You can put Anthony Edwards on him. You can put Alexander Walker on him. You can put Jaden McDaniels on him. He can cook anybody. Does not matter. Shout out to Jovan as well for saying that Kyrie ain't been the same since he ain't left Cleveland. Stick to the sport, you know. But man, I think I will be more so worried if I'm the Timberwolves than if I'm the Pacers. Pacers, you're already not favorites. So it would have been great if you won game one, but it's not like do or die if you don't win game one, because you still got an opportunity to win game two. The Wolves, you have home court advantage. This is your first time being in the conference finals since 2004. You have a guy, Anthony Edwards, who's being compared to Kobe, to Jordan, who has, to me, a more comparison to Dwayne Wade than those other two because of the way he plays, and his defense, his mentality, the position he plays. They both were coached by the same college guy, so I more so compare him to Dwayne Wade. But I can see where everyone talks about Jordan and Kobe as well. You have a guy, and then he says the stuff that he says after the game, said that, we were just tired. So that's basically taking away credit from the Dallas Mavericks, who pretty much did what they were supposed to do. And their 3-point shooting wasn't good. Y'all made more threes than they did by far, but you didn't take advantage of the Twin Towers that you had. And that was my issue with that game the entire time. They kept settling for three. They kept settling for jump shots. Anthony Edwards wasn't driving the basket. They wasn't taking advantage of Cat and Rudy being down low. There were multiple times where Rudy Gobert was open in the paint and they didn't even pass him the ball, or he passed it out for a jump shot. So you can't do that against a team like this who doesn't have bigs that can really guard your bigs. You got 3 7-footers on your team, 2 that can shoot very well, and 1 who's good defensively in the paint and can dunk on anybody. And you didn't take advantage of that. They score. It's crazy that the Mavs had more paint points than you did. and you have the bigger guys, which shows you that Kyrie dominated that game, but Luka also did what he was supposed to do as well. People don't think it was just a Kyrie game. Luka also had a good game, and he didn't even shoot well from three. I don't expect Luka to shoot bad from three this entire series. I don't expect the Mavs to shoot bad from three this entire series. So the Wolves, to me, is under a lot more pressure than the Pacers. You on mute.
I hit the button though. It's crowd. Luka has 16 and 4. But yeah, man, I agree with you. It's Minnesota for sure. Pacers, they lost one out. They go down. Oh, they went out 0-2 away last series. Went home and won the next two. You know what I mean? Like it was like every home team won, and then they closed it out game 7 because the pressure is always on the home team on game 7. And the Minnesota Timberwolves, number one, I feel like the Mavericks are the more veteran team because of their leadership. Luka and Kyrie, they've been here before. Luka's been in Western Conference Finals, so has Kyrie has won a championship. So they've been in this situation before. So they can kind of like deal with that pressure. Minnesota, first time in this situation, first time this franchise been in a situation since KG. So and you lose one at home. So you go down 0-2 at home and you gotta go back on the road. Now Denver going back on the road, they championship pedigree. They've been here before. They got more poise than the Minnesota Timberwolves. They've been here before. Timberwolves felt like they was better than the Nuggets. You know what I mean? Like, and they matched up well with the Nuggets. So, but they go down 0-2 against this Mavericks team, going back to Dallas. Man, the pressure's going through the roof. And like you said, with that Kyrie record being undefeated on closeout games. So even if you split in Dallas, you coming back 3-1 to Minnesota, Kyrie ever undefeated. You know what I mean? In them closeout games. And then
Exactly.
on top,
That means it's almost a guarantee you're going to lose game 5.
exactly, which has been going on all playoffs. And then also, last thing I'm gonna say is the difference between Jokic and Luka is that Jokic, you understand a difference between a big and the guard, or I'm not gonna say a guard because Luka's like a forward size guy, but a ball handler versus a big taking over a game, right? Jokic, he kind of gotta he's not gonna bring the ball up every possession. He got to get into a spot, get the ball, and stuff like that. Luka is more of a one-on-one type player, and Luka can take over a game probably better than anybody in the NBA. So the fact that you got that on top of that, like you go up 3-1 on somebody who can take over a game like that, that's gonna be tough to come back. Go down 0-2 against somebody like that. That's gonna be tough to overcome. So, and the Mavericks are hungry. Like I said, Luka's been here before and he lost. And he went against the defending champions. This time, even though sports betting saying he's the underdog, he felt like the Minnesota Timberwolves the underdog. Like he has the experience and he's the best player in this thing. So this for sure the Timberwolves. They better win game 2.
Yeah, they better or it's over. Because I don't think Kyrie is not going to lose. I'm telling you, I don't. If they go down 0-2, I don't think the Wolves come back. That's just me.
Yeah, I agree.
And I picked the Wolves to win the series. But if they go down 0-2, it's not going to look good. It's not going to look good.
Yeah, and last thing I want to say before we wrap up, Javon, you right, man. Now I'm thinking about it, because I had Brunson ahead of Tatum in the MVP voting.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I don't think that's not the case. I think Devin Booker is listed as a 4th on there. But we're gonna fact check that in the chat.
Gotcha.
We're gonna fact check in the chat. All right, man. Great show. My last